Hi everyone, welcome to my newest video for the Big Fat Video blog. Today is, I don't know what day it is, to be honest with you. Every day just kind of meshes together in quarantine, but a few good things. Our state is slowly opening up, and they're doing it in phases, so basically they're going to sort of see how it goes, but they're going to open up certain businesses in phases, which is good. I'm still concerned that it's too early, but I do like how my state is doing it, where they're doing it in a very cautious manner versus some of the other states that are just like, let's let everything open. So I'm at least happy that our governor and our health authority and everything is kind of being more erring on the, caution side of things. But yeah, so I think it's good that some things are opening up. I know this summer is going to be really hard on certain folks because of the fact that a lot of life events such as graduations and things like that are now being put on hold. I know I had plans to do a summer vacation, which is totally way far down the list than anything else relating to what others have reported that they're missing out on, but still kind of sucks. But it is what it is, and we'll all pull through together. I know it's been hard on everyone, and it's been pretty mentally hard on me, but doing what I can. So anyway, sadness aside, I wanted to let you guys know a new idea that I had regarding these videos. So I was thinking, like, well, people have reported they really like me like doing shirtless videos and stuff like that. I mean, which, thank you guys for letting me know that, but I was like, but I also want to do game review stuff because there's only so much stuff you can do that's gamery related. Like, you can drink heavy cream on camera, you can, like eat things on camera, you can play with your belly on camera, and there's a whole other laundry list of fetishy related things. I'm pretty vanilla though. So I thought what I might do to try to mix it up is, so first off, I am thinking of doing another cooking video somewhere along the lines here of, future videos. I'm not sure really what to make. There's a variety of things. There's actually a recent recipe that I made with like a General Tso's teriyaki thing I was thinking of showing you guys. But I also know that we want to kind of keep it really fatty related. So problem is I don't eat ultra fatty things. I just eat a lot of like really healthy things. So or moderately healthy things. So I don't know. We'll see what I can come up with, but I will try to keep it, to a cooking video that is kind of fatty related things. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, so that's one thing. And so what leads me to this video is I am thinking of doing topless game review videos, which basically is me just without a shirt on reviewing games because, it seems fun. So anyway, and I apologize for that outside. There's some assholes drag racing. But okay, so for this week's video, I thought that it'd be really cool to review a game that is a game, but I don't consider it a very traditional game. And I play typical. This is a review coming from a gamer that typically plays games that are very violent or sci-fi in origin. I am not a gamer that plays very cute games. I will play Mario and Zelda purely based on nostalgia, but I do not play cute games at all. All my games I play have death, violence, murder, grisly things happening in them, confusing plots, like, totally not it. So when I was persuaded to get into this game, I had a lot of initial reluctancy about it. I was just like, Oh my god, like this game is made for kindergartners. Like I will never play this game ever, 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 ever. And then that changed because my partner had said, I really want to do something with you, you know? And in the past, we played Final Fantasy XIV together, and we still do. But Final Fantasy XIV, as much as it is an online experience, it's not really a experience where you have to really collaborate and help people that much. It's actually interesting. Like, if you've ever played Final Fantasy XIV or are interested in playing it, it's a fantastic MMO with, in my opinion, the best story that an MMO could ever have. I raved about it in my few other videos, and you'll probably hear more about it again as expansions come out and whatnot. But it's a fantastic game. But in terms of collaboration and everything, it's like a single player game as a primary focus with the ability to get multiplayer support from whenever you need it from other people. It's not something that requires a lot of collaboration. And so my partner and I, while we've played this game together, we don't really do a lot together. We just kind of go on our own separate quest lines, and occasionally every once in a while I'll be like, oh, do you want to do a dungeon run? Okay, yeah, let's do a dungeon run together. Or do you want to do some sort of, raid or quest line together? Let's go ahead and do it. It's not something that's really like a mandated thing. In this game that I'm about to review, the online stuff really isn't a mandated thing, but it is a game that allows you to do things in very short, quick bursts, or you can sit there forever and play it and spend hours and hours and hours on it. So this game is Animal Crossing New Horizons for the Nintendo Switch, and it was released back on March 20th, 2020. And it's kind of been heralded as a savior of the pandemic for a lot of people. So basically, and these people that have a Switch, obviously. So these people basically will go ahead and get this game, and they sort of escape into it. And the premise of it is if you ever played any of the other Animal Crossing games, it's got, pretty similar thing to it. But you acquire your own deserted island, and basically this tanuki in Japan / raccoon in American terms. I like tanuki better. I think they should have kept it as a tanuki. Named Tom Nook helps you, the player, set up this island for yourself to live on and other inhabitants. Now, I think Tom Nook is like the ultimate pimp. Like, he is the most persuasive, cutest, evil creature imaginable. But he does help you redecorate your house relatively, or start a house and decorate your house relatively free of charge at the beginning, but then you have to pay off loans. But then it's like mafioso style where you will pay on your home loan, and then he entices you to go ahead and upgrade your home and puts you further into debt. So he's got some ways. Plus, you end up like making the other homes for the villagers by doing his work for him, So Tom Nook is an ultimate schemer, but he's very nice. And there's definitely, if you go online and you go on like YouTube and you look up just some memes, and also I know I'm sort of jumping a little bit, but this game has also inspired tons of TikTok videos that are hilarious. If you go online and just look like TikTok memes for Animal Crossing, all of them have that Vine-like energy that's really funny. So it's a kid's game by heart, but I think it's one of those games where despite its cuteness, it actually can, entice a lot of different audiences to really enjoy it. And I think that that's really something special about this game. I think for a lot of people it's like Pokemon, which I am not really a fan of at all. But I mean, you hear people in their 30s, 40s, 50s playing Pokemon, still doing the collector thing, people that play the card game that are older. It's like regardless of it having that cute aesthetic, people are still really into it even though they're older. That's not to say like people that are older gamers can't really enjoy things that are cute or if that's looked down upon. It's just for me it's not really my thing. I'm all about like, violent, gory, like I said, grisly games where there's like death and destruction, which, you know, as somebody who's an anxiety and depression sufferer, I could probably do with a lot less of that in my life. But, that's what gets me going. I really like seeing people die. Yeah, I have issues. Anyway, so it's really fun. And you actually start out with, like, a very basic tent with two other villagers on the island. And then the goal of it is to go around the island. And it's really like a resource management game more than anything. You're cutting down trees, getting wood, getting other sources of minerals like from rocks. You're constructing things, putting it together, and then you go through like various objectives to like move up. And so you'll start making objects, then you'll get your first house, and then you acquire the ability to travel to other islands via buying these like tickets to other islands where you can get more resources. And I really like the fact in this game it actually has a slow build up of the different like things that you could do, and you never really feel I hate these. I hate open world games sometimes because especially if you put an open world game down and you try to pick it up later, you're like, what the fuck am I doing? But this game, because it's so simple, even though it's like open world, it feels like every time you turn it on, it's just something like enjoyable. Like, I'm the type of gamer that, while I really like those grisly games, I also will get very turned off if a game isn't pick upable and it's not quick. And I know I've said this in a few other videos like Resident Evil 3, but I really hate games that aren't very quick in their delivery of things. That's why I really dislike the Lord of the Rings movies. For me, 30 minutes of a camera sweep. And I know some of you people out there that are into like film editing and stuff are probably shivering right now, and I apologize. But I actually really dislike that. I'm like, I just want to see the scene, I want it to be quick, and I want to move on to the next thing. And I want to have that incident occur, and I want to move on to the next thing. I'm all about process and, process and perception instead of process and execution instead of the richness of that experience. And I think and if you are into the richness of the experience, if for you looking at film and looking and seeing sweeping vibrant colors around things is your thing, and you love going to art museums and that's your thing, then perfect. But for me in an art museum, I am okay, picture's pretty, done. Picture's pretty, done. I'm not one of those people that's a studier. And some people have said that's really sad. You really should be somebody that tries to enjoy things. I enjoy things in my own way. And I think that that's a good thing about different games. But games that force you to deal with these long ass intros and that spend so much time with little stupid things that I really lose patience with it. I really just want very cut and dry things. And I think that's, as I've gotten older, that's gotten more present in my life. I think when I was younger, I had a little bit more patience for it. But now that I'm older and I work a lot and, I've got all these different things to do, I don't have patience for it. And so Animal Crossing, in a way, while it does have all these little things you have to do, it's all very quick. it's like, oh, I have an item, and this item requires 30 pieces of wood. Okay, I just need to spend like 20 or 25 minutes chopping down some trees, got my wood, create the item, I move on, I'm good to go, move on to the next objective. And it's also great for people. Now, this isn't so much in my scope, but I think it's really great for people who love to be super creative because this game has ultimate creativity. So if you're an artist, you will love this game. There's this really cool feature in it called Custom Design Maker, and you can update to a Pro Edition as you progress through the game. But it basically allows you to make your own designs. And I've seen some really cool things on the internet that's being done with this. People that have made their own like shirts and video game logos. One guy recreated the town from the game called Earthbound, which was an RPG released on the Super Nintendo, also known as Mother, back in the mid 90s, which was really cool. And fun fact about that Earthbound game actually gave rise to Undertale, which is another game. It's kind of a cult game that a lot of people love. And so, yeah. And I think the other audience this really appeals to, and this is the thing I think that can tie into, the gaming fat community the most, is that it's really like furry heaven. Like, if you're a furry, which I'm not a furry, but if you're a furry, this game is like right up your alley. It is anamorphic characters that are animals that live out a life and talk and act human. It is the most furry thing I've ever seen in my furry fucking life. I mean, it is so furry that I went there and I feel like, am I at like Anthrocon or something? Like, but it's cute. It's cute. I'm not into cute, but it's cute in a way that is a little bit of endearing. So I guess you could say my stone cold dead heart that loves violence and all of these like horror things in games, I guess you can say that this game kind of put a little tiny drop of cuteness into that, and I think that it's great. And it's also very easily accessible. It's a gamer that's not for gamers. So if you don't enjoy things like stat management, if you don't enjoy things with really long, giant stories, if you don't enjoy things that require you to use a lot of deep, dark thought, like into it, or any philosophical type things, this game is perfect for you. It is like the best pastime game. And so, for me, to summarize all this, I really normally would hate cute games, but this game has definitely been one of those things where I just love it because it's very simple in its execution, and it's very just fun, and it's very easy to pass the time. And it's also given me a chance to connect with some people in the community and, connect further with my partner, which I think that that's great. And, there are a lot of other games out there that are like this. Minecraft, for example, Terraria, for example, things that allow you to really create things and have fun with that. And I think that there is something to be said for these kinds of games that allow you to have some sort of creative capability and that are very quick. And so, anyway, I give this, out of 5 leaves, I give it 4.5 leaves. And the only reason that I docked it a half a point off is because there is a section of it that you fish for things. Like, so you get this museum eventually in the game, and when you capture various things, like you capture bugs, and you capture art, you get artwork, and you capture fish, and you capture fossils, so you can dig up fossils. There's this section where you have to obviously fish, and when you capture anything in the water, the like writing for the joke that you pick up the thing, so you'll like cast your line out, you'll get, like a sea bass, which is like the worst thing in the game because you'll do ocean fishing and you'll be like, oh, I'm going to get something really cool. And like 80% of the time, if you capture a sea bass, the whole fucking game you're capturing sea basses. Like, it is annoying. But every single time you get that fish, you get, I caught a sea bass. I guess it's better than getting a C plus. Or there's also like when you capture a fish called a loach. I captured a loach. It's looking back with me at like with reproach. It's the stupidest writing ever. So it was like whenever this game like was being developed, they're like, okay, you over there, you're on item design. You have a college degree. Other college degree guy, you are assigned the music. And then they came down to this thing and they're like, we ran out of staff. Who do we get to do these things? And their like 4-year-old daughter was just like, I'll do it. Like, it's so horrible. And that's why it's being docked 0.5, because I really can't stand it. So, but I mean, all things to be said, if that's really the only negative thing about this game, it's a really good game. So, anyway, if you're looking for something very quick, fun, and if you have a Nintendo Switch, I highly advise you to pick this one up. You can play with your friends online by visiting and exploring their islands too. They'll also help you if you kindly ask with material gathering. So if you need like clay or tin or something to make items, sometimes you'll get some really cool friends that will help you, and you can help them back. So yeah, highly recommend the game. There's way more I can go into it. It has its own economy. It's got a lot of development. There is over 400 villagers that you can get on your island and visit on other people's islands, so the possibilities are endless. So like I said, for any artists out there, people who love diversity in games, it's really one of those games that has ultimate like creativity and exploration within it. So I highly recommend it. So yeah, 4.5 out of 5 leafs. I say leaf because that's the emblem for Animal Crossing. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you, if you have played the game, I hope you're enjoying it. If you haven't gotten the game, I hope this video persuades you to pick it up. Again, highly recommend it. So for next video, I will review another game that I've been playing recently, and we'll go with that. So anyway, I hope you all are doing very safe during this quarantine. I hope if you are in a state where restrictions are being lifted, you're taking extra precautions, wearing gloves, face masks. I hope if you have relatives or individuals that you know that, you know, are vulnerable, you know, you're taking precautions or they're taking precautions to be safe. And I hope that everyone is staying safe as a whole. So anyway, I will see you guys in the next video, and thanks for watching. Bye.